An important part of education is addressing topics that might be complicated or sensitive. And for many years, Mount Desert Island High School has dedicated a day each year to do just that.
For its Social Responsibility Day this year, the school addressed systematic racism and social inequities. News Center Maine's Carly Dion shares the story.
It was a day of learning and reflection at Mount Desert Island High School.
I thought I knew a lot about that topic, but I think throughout the day, especially with the keynote speaker and the documentary we just watched, I've been learning that there's a lot that I still need to learn.
Senior Grace Munger says there's a lot to learn about systemic racism and societal inequities, and she's not alone.
The thing that really stuck with me from that documentary was that 12 of our presidents of the United States were slaveholders.
Students and staff at the high school spent this year's Social Responsibility Day learning about the history of racism in the U.S. The day started with a keynote speaker, historian Anthony Cohen, followed by the documentary titled Who We Are, a Chronicle of Racism in America. Students understanding feeling uncomfortable is part of the process.
There was some uncertainty and a little bit of uncomfortableness, but with uncomfortable situations comes more growth.
This is really important work that we need to learn, especially in a predominantly white school.
The afternoon debrief included workshop activities like yoga, mural painting, hiking, and time for reflection. But Principal Matt Haney says not everyone was on board.
There is pushback. There is a sentiment that maybe at school we should just teach the academic subjects.
But he says they have a moral obligation to educate their school community about this piece of history, and he says that learning will continue.
Just because we do it for one day today doesn't mean, okay, we did that job and it's done.
Principal Haney says it will be an ongoing process and effort, and the students agree more work needs to be done beyond today's lessons.
What has to follow up is a change in education and an expansion on what we're taught in school about racism.
Learning about the past of racism to create a more equitable society in the future. In Bar Harbor, Carly Dion, News Center, Maine.